Hi guys, this is Harshita. I hope you're all doing great. Welcome to the very first episode of the Books versus Movie series. So here we're going to talk about the major differences in the movie interpretation and the book. So for the very first episode, I have picked up the very famous book called It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. So this book was released almost a decade ago and I have just very recently finished it. Although this book is pretty famous among all the readers, but for those of you who haven't read it yet, I'll just give a basic run through of this book. So let's begin with the book cover. So this is how the book cover looks like. It's very beautiful and it has lilies all over it. Why? Because the female lead's name is Lily and her passion is flowers. Also, if you look very closely, यहाँ पे ना the lilies are all shattered away because Lily is kind of a broken character. So coming to the story of this book, the book follows the story of a 23-year-old girl called Lily Bloom who lives in Boston and she loves flowers and also she owns a flowers shop in Boston. So one day she meets a guy called Ryle and they are instantly attracted to each other, but then they try to part ways because Ryle doesn't want a typical relationship, and then after a few months they meet again, and Ryle is the kind of guy who doesn't like relationships at all, but because they're so attracted to each other and he can't let go of Lily's thoughts of his mind, so he proposed a relationship and now they are in a relationship and they fall in love eventually. But जैसे जैसे वो आगे बढ़ते हैं, रायल का real nature सामने आता है, that he is an abusive and aggressive guy. So they have a lots of problems in their relationships. And then उसके बाद लिली का long lost love वापस आ जाता है and there's loads of emotions in this book. So that's how the story progresses about three people called Lily, Ryle and the long lost love called Atlas. So my most favorite thing about the book has to be the emotions. It stirs up so much emotions, like it made me feel anger, fear, nervousness, love, hatred, everything all at once. That was my favorite thing about this book. I know this book has been here a very long time and I am the one who read it very late, but if you haven't read it also, please give it a try. It's worth your time. My rating would be a solid 4.5 out of 5. Now moving ahead to the main part of this video, the comparison between the movie interpretation and the book. And if you haven't watched the movie or the book, I would suggest you stop this video right now because it is going to contain a lot of spoilers. So without any further ado, let's move ahead with the comparison. Okay, I feel like talking about Blake, who played Lily's character. I don't think she did justice to the role. She wasn't very beautiful, I dare say that. I didn't find her beautiful because in the books Lily was very beautiful. She was fair, she had red hair. I was imagining her very differently. But in the movies she was not very fair. She did not have red hair. She was not young. I don't understand why movie makers cast a completely different person according to the physical attributes of the character. In the books, Lily Bloom was 23 years old. She had red hair. She was very fair. But they casted Blake. They had no similarities whatsoever. Number 2, the chemistry between the characters, be it Ryle and Lily or Lily and Atlas. When I watched the movie, I didn't feel a lot of chemistry or tension between Ryle and Lily, but during the books, oh my god, the chemistry was mind-blowing. It was like I could feel it from the book coming towards me. In the books, Ryle and Lily, they have a great chemistry and there are multiple scenes which showed it. For example, the scene where they met for the second time in Lily's shop where she broke her ankle, that scene portrayed a very great chemistry between them. Even when they have met after a few months, their chemistry was still alive. And there was this one scene where Ryle knocked on 29 doors just to know on which floor and door Lily lives to have sex with her. I know this sounds really absurd, but Ryle could not take Lily off of his mind and he was just dying to, be with her and everything. For me, that scene reflected a great deal of chemistry. Now talking about Atlas and Lily's relationship. So movies में काफ़ी ज़्यादा ऊपर से दिखाया गया था मेरे according. So it was shown like Atlas is a homeless guy, Lily was alone, so they fall in love with each other. But books में it had much more depth. किस बातों पे वो connect करते थे and why could not Lily get over a guy even after 10 years. Books made all made sense. Number 3. So in the movie, Lily और Atlas का कोई heart-to-heart conversation नहीं होता before Lily's father beats him to death. Movie में बस ऐसे दिखाया कि वो बात कर रहे थे, अंदर उसके पापा को पता चल गया, फिर उसको मार के भर्ता बना दिया, अंदर उसको हॉस्पिटल पहुंचा दिया. So in the books, Atlas got an offer from one of his uncles to live with him in Boston and he moved there. But after a few months, to surprise Lily on her 16th birthday, he came back to her house. एंड देन दे गो टू टॉकिंग एंड बातें बातें करते हैं, पूरी हार्ट टू हार्ट कॉन्वर्जेशन होती है. उसके बाद उसके फादर को पता चल जाता है व्हेन ही बीट्स हिम. तो इस सीन में एटलस लिली को इतनी खूबसूरत बात कहता है विच इजीली कैन बी माई फेवरेट सीन इन द होल बुक. सो एटलस जो लड़का है ना, ही वॉज अ होमलेस किड. उसको घर वालों से घर से बाहर निकाल देता है. ही वॉज सो डिप्रेस्ड एंड सैड कि वो अपनी जान लेने आता है लिली के पीछे वाले घर में, जो कि खाली होता है बहुत टाइम से. So he was about to take his own life when he saw Lily in her own bedroom, and then he felt a wave of life, and then he decided not to take his life. That's when he says to Lily, "You saved my life, Lily, and you weren't even trying." That line holds so much importance that I couldn't hold up my emotions when I read this. कि एटलस के लिए लिली बस एक खूबसूरत लड़की नहीं थी. The girl brought him life. This tells how beautiful the relationship between Atlas and Lily is. It's not just some random love that you get in high school. It's much more beautiful than that. And it was missing in the movie. There were so many small things here and there in the books that could have been added to the movie, which would make the movie more beautiful. Like the fact that Lily had a tattoo over here on her collarbone in the heart shape, because Atlas used to kiss her here every time and she loved it. That's why she got a tattoo after he left to Boston. I believe we feel a lot of emotions while reading the book. We feel excitement, we feel sadness, we feel love, happiness, fear, anxiety. So such and every person feels different emotions while reading different scenes. So I believe that's my perspective, and other people might not feel that scene is much important, but for me, such scenes. Another thing was that Marshall and Lily's relationship, which was not shown at all in the movie, they also had a very special relationship. It was beautiful. It was not very apparent like Lily's and Alicia's, but it was still there. Even though Ryle was Marshall's best friend, they always used to take Lily's side when Ryle was wrong. So because I watched the movie first, there were a lot of times after Atlas reappears in the movie, I felt that Lily was purposely trying to meet Atlas. She was trying to get his attention, like the time when they were going to the restaurant for the second time when Atlas sees her mark in the eye. In that scene, I thought that she wanted to get his attention, but in the books it was completely different. In the entire book, she wasn't trying to get Atlas's attention or anything like that. She obviously was stuck up on Atlas because of her past, because they didn't get any closure and everything, but she was only in love with Ryle. I mean, yes, we could say that she was in love with Atlas, but it was all different kind of love because she was a major part of her life. Lily and Ryle had a good relationship. They were vocal about their problems. They used to discuss each and everything. They had naked truths moment, which I absolutely loved the concept of naked truths. We could use it in our day-to-day lives to make lives easier. Her only problem was that she was stuck up on Atlas from her past, the memories of him. And it's my opinion, if she would have discussed it with Ryle in complete honesty, none of it would have happened. But yes, of course, as Lily said, that even if Ryle had caught her having sex with someone else, he still didn't have the right to lay a hand on her, which is completely true. Anyways, I can go on and on about the books because I've just completed it and I felt every emotion while I was reading the book. I felt anger, I felt real anxiety while I was reading the book. I felt sadness. My most favorite scene has to be the one with Lily and Atlas. Atlas said, "You saved my life, Lily, and you weren't even doing anything." Yeah, so I guess that's it for today's video. I hope you guys like it, and let me know in the comment section below if you have read this book and what you like about this book, what you didn't like about this book, and everything else. And if you haven't read this book, give it a try. I'm sure you will love it. Also, please like this video and subscribe to my channel below if you enjoy my content. I will see you soon with a new video. Bye.